Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. The LSU secondary and specifically the safety rotations. We heard Brian Kelly say back after LSU played South Alabama that the rolling in six safeties was going to stop. And I told you last week, I was like, I believe him. I have no idea who the two or three he's going to settle on will be. I don't know if you're going with youth and talent. I don't know if you're going with veterans and experience. I don't know if it's some sort of blend. I don't know if it's game to game. I don't know if it's coverage guys you need or if it's guys that come down and play the run, tackling. Like I don't know what he's looking for. Well, it was pretty obvious because LSU's defense played 87 snaps in the game on Saturday night. 87 snaps. You look at the snap counts on Pro Football Reference. Sage Ryan played 86 of 87 snaps. He was off the field for one play. Furthermore, Jardin Gilbert played 85. He was off the field for two plays. You look at Major Burns in the star position. He played 84 snaps. He was off the field for three plays. Deshaun Spears, who we thought we might see a good amount of, 3 snaps. Kylan Jackson, freshman, 1 snap. Javian Toviano, the backup to Burns at star, 3 snaps. They went with the veteran players at safety in this game. Almost exclusively. Just a handful of snaps dispersed between Spears, Jackson, Toviano, those guys. They wanted the old guys on the field. And I thought LSU played okay. Yeah, you let the 50-yard run go from midfield. Looked like you had that stopped, and the momentum of Bentley stopped. He stopped, and then he bounces to the outside, and you had one guy try to make a tackle and couldn't do it. And he goes to 50 yards. But outside of that, I thought they were pretty good. You got a huge break early in the game. Third snap. One of the two. And Trey Harris drops an 80-yard touchdown. I mean, right down the seam. Dart drops it right in the bucket. Most productive wide receiver in America just dropped it. You got a break there, no question. But I thought LSU's vets in the secondary did a pretty good job. At corner, you weren't rotating. Zy Alexander, 87 snaps of the 87. Every one, Zy Alexander was out there. On the other side, Ashton Stamps, 87 out of 87 snaps. He played the entire game. And Zy Alexander had the highest Pro Football Focus grade of any player on LSU's team. He graded out 88.6 for the game. His coverage was an 89. That is an astronomical grade. Grades in the 70s are not bad. Grades in the low 80s into the upper 80s, that's elite stuff. Nobody scores in the 90s. It's very, very rare. So for Zy Alexander to score an 89 on his coverage grade is impressive. And on the other side, you had Ashton Stamps. His coverage grade wasn't as good, 65.8, but he was good in a couple of pass rush snaps. And his defensive grade there at 67 was okay. But you went with a bunch of the older guys. Stamps is the exception to that. Is kind of a true sophomore. They decided that's what they were going to roll with. Now we'll see, because you're about to flip things. You went from facing a tempo team that has a veteran quarterback that can be pretty prolific on offense, that's going to throw the ball a good bit, to this coming week where you might face a really green quarterback, or Taylon Green at quarterback. That was an unintentional, awful pun. It'll either be Taylon Green or a green quarterback, meaning a young player. Thank you very much for that, Beck. Completely unintentional. But it's going to be a more physical running style that's not going to be as up-tempo. Does that mean you put some different guys out there? I don't know. We'll just have to see. But it was clear they had a plan on Saturday, and they stuck to it. I can't go too much further on the defense without talking about Whit Weeks and Bradyn Swinson. Whit Weeks has a career-high 18 tackles. He's named the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Had a pass breakup, forced a fumble before the half, had a sack right there at the end of regulation, 2 TFLs. He was all over the field. He was incredible. And we know that Whit Weeks, to this point, a year and a half into his LSU career, we know he can show up and get you the highlight play. He's really fast, and he can hit. He plays with some aggression, and like he can make the highlight reel play. But he can also be out of position. And you saw in the South Carolina game, his run fit was bad, and Rocket Sanders off left end took it 70. And that's a play that Witt was in the wrong place, and that's something that you've got to clean up. And so Saturday, to me, was the most complete game he's ever played. He was in position. He didn't miss tackles. He made, in fact, a ton of tackles. And Pro Football Focus graded him out as an 84.3, which is awesome. His tackling grade was sensational at 87.2. That's a guy who's getting people on the ground. And then for Swinson, his pass rush grade was actually not as great at just 65. He did have 2 sacks, and he's got a chance now with 7 sacks through 6 games to break Arden Key's record of 12 sacks in a season at LSU. But his run blocking grade run defense grade was really good at 77.9, knocking on 80's door there. That was a really strong effort by Bradyn Swinson. Those 2 guys were excellent. The defensive play was quality, especially in the secondary with some of those older guys. And again, you didn't dominate Ole Miss. You didn't stuff the run. But you created some turnovers. You got big red zone stops. Ole Miss came up completely empty, 0 points in their first 2 red zone tries thanks to a missed field goal and then a stop 4th and 1. You got some big plays on 4th down. You forced some punts when you had to have it, and Ole Miss was going down there to take a 2-score lead. They're getting better. They're making progress, and that's, at this point, very evident. And Brian Kelly's teams have improved over the course of time since he's been here. The team that beat Alabama in 22 was significantly better than the team that lost to Florida State. And last year, LSU's offense toward the end of the year was way better than it was against Florida State. The defense never showed those marked improvements, but the offense did, and now you're seeing the defense do it this year. I feel like LSU's got a championship-level defensive staff. They got to keep recruiting and keep developing, but you're seeing some results right now. And I thought Saturday was very, very encouraging from that point of view. LSU wins it 29-26 inside Tiger Stadium. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.